And we are live. Oh, yeah. Welcome to the Gentlemen of Crypto, episode 303. Tres Settled Tres. Oh, yeah. We are in here. It's Friday, December 14th. And I am Bitcoin Zay here to bring you the news for the day. Let's see. Got a few people coming in on Facebook, YouTube. Oh, yeah. Coming in a little slow today. So, for those of you who have tuned in, for the past week or so, thank you all for watching. Thank you for supporting us on our 300th episode. Just want to make sure I put that out there. A few people who didn't catch the 300th episode, make sure you go back and watch it. Great interview with Lynn Albrecht and discuss some great stuff. Justice reform, cryptocurrency, things of that nature. So make sure you check that out. Still waiting for a few more people to get in. What's going on, Kevin Hodges, GIOD TV? What's up, man? Ryan, what's going on, man? Jill Zimmerman, thanks for that. Yeah, very fun interview. Allison, how you doing? How you doing? Coming on in. So let's jump on into the first story of the day. Very positive story. We'll start off on a good note on this Friday. UCLA, they launched the first accredited blockchain engineering course. Shout out to them. Let's give UCLA a good hand clap. UCLA right up the street. Definitely been on campus a few times. And one of the best things about it is that they can now compete with Stanford, who was ranked number one for blockchain courses. So here it states the university, which previously organized blockchain and cryptocurrency seminars through its Anderson School of Management, has now announced that they will have a full technical blockchain program course in January 2019. So it'll be offered as a 4-credit special topics course. And it will be an upper division elective. So I guess in their lexicon of classes, it'll be defined as a elective. So it won't count towards your grades. However, the fact that the class has already been filled and they just announced it is crazy. Even as an elective, even a fun elective usually doesn't fill up that fast. But blockchain is the way of the future, and we've discussed plenty of schools that have courses like this. So the class will be led by Professor John D. Villasenor. He's a professor of management, electrical, and electronics engineering. I will definitely be talking to him today to try and get in for that class, either to help out with instruction or I'll be an intern, whatever. I just got to get in so I can get my professorship for Bitcoin in the future. But seats are definitely filled up quickly. And I believe that the course was made possible mostly through the Ethereum Foundation. Yep, through the Ethereum Foundation, they've donated about $800,000. Also, banking giant Sumomoto Mitsui. And one of the things I want to make sure people understand is that they are not teaching about Bitcoin. They're teaching about blockchain programming. So if you're not a programmer, this course wouldn't be for you. Most of the courses right now wouldn't be for you. Online, our show, other people that we work with, probably a best bet for learning about Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. But blockchain, the technology, is being taught at a lot of schools right now. So good to see there. We'll take a few comments. What's going on, Ryan? Jizzy Mac, what's going on, brother? Minho. Yep. So yeah, UCLA is jumping in on the blockchain programming game. Shout out to them. Once again, we always highlight schools that are encouraging college students to get in and learn about blockchain and Bitcoin technology, simply because they are the future. And if they learn it now, there won't be a future without it. So for those of you who haven't got on board or haven't learned anything about it, now's the time. These 20-year-olds are going to eat your lunch in about 5 or 10 years. I can tell you that. So shout out to them. And moving on to some good old FUD. Can't have a news day without some FUD. The U.S. government, they have issued advice over Bitcoin bomb threat emails. Oh, yeah, getting juicy. Yeah, this is what I'm talking about. We actually, I think, said this a year ago, that the only way that Bitcoin could lose faith in some of the hardened people that are in America is if they choose country over Bitcoin or if they choose safety over it because of threats. We've always said that there'll be some sort of terrorist threat or a bomb threat, or there'll be some sort of wide adoption where they'll throw Bitcoin in there and say that, because of Bitcoin, this is the reason why. However, ransoms have been made in all types of currency. The U.S. government, they actually confirmed the existence of a bomb threat. The National Cybersecurity and Communications Integration Center announced Thursday that they are aware of this email campaign going around worldwide. The emails basically said, like it says here, my man carried a bomb into the building where your company is located. I can withdraw my mercenary if you pay. You pay me $20,000 in Bitcoin and the bomb will not explode. But don't try to cheat. I warrant you that I will withdraw my mercenary only after 3 confirmations on the blockchain network. That's crazy. That the ransom actually used confirmations. Funny thing about that ransom is in order to have a completely secure transaction, you actually need 6 confirmations. So whoever this is, they don't know much about Bitcoin. They do know a little bit, enough to ask for a ransom. However, there has been no bombs that have gone off. The bomb threats, they're looking into it. And one of the biggest things I've seen too is companies held ransom for paying Bitcoin. Now, whoever those hackers were, they were asking for like $200, $300. They were smart enough to know that if we hit, a bunch of businesses for small amounts, they usually all pay it. If I hit one business for 20,000, they're gonna fight back. They're not gonna just sit down, but giving you 20,000 in Bitcoin. However, the mayor of Washington D.C., he's released an official statement. And it's been confirmed by the Metropolitan Police Department. So each of those threats were received as email. However, nobody's complied with the transaction. I actually checked the wallet address. There's no transactions that have been made there. And it's funny because one of the best ways to track people right now is Bitcoin, because most people aren't tech savvy to keep themselves private. So this really isn't the best way to go about getting a ransom, honestly. If you want Bitcoin for your ransom, hopefully I think it's a fake threat. This might be what turns the market, actually, because honestly, any press is good press. Because when people see this, they're going to say, hopefully they see through it and say, well, ransoms have happened whenever, but why is Bitcoin so valuable? Why would they want Bitcoin over cash? Why would they want Bitcoin over something else? And that starts basically the thought process of why she used Bitcoin. So as we saw in 2017, a lot of the hackers actually made Bitcoin famous because of some of the hacks they had asking for Bitcoin, which in turn made people think it was more valuable. So it's not all bad news. Look at the glass as half full. And then hopefully no bombs go off, nothing happens. But I'm pretty sure this bomb threat is pretty fake at this point. Haven't heard anything since, but we'll keep you noted on that story. And moving forward, some more fresh FUD from Bloomberg, our favorite crypto source. Basically, Bloomberg at this point is becoming a laughingstock among crypto people like myself, contraindicator, if you will, simply because when Bitcoin went to 19,000, Bloomberg wrote about how everyone should buy it, leaving a bunch of people with bags with high-priced Bitcoin that they can't recover until the next bull market. May not be a year from now. So Bloomberg, they were terrible on that. Now that we're at a bear market and we're somewhere close to the bottom, most people believe, all of a sudden, new FUD comes out. And the fresh FUD they have today is, want to launder money? Try the crypto ATM in your corner store. So the headline even says, even as Bitcoin crashes, these machines are spreading and they can be perfect vehicles for cleaning dirty cash. And for somebody who doesn't own a Bitcoin ATM, this sounds like it would make sense. However, as a owner of a Bitcoin ATM, this article is complete, utter bullshit. The entire article is basically them saying that whenever you go to somewhere and you get a Bitcoin ATM, you can take cash, put it in there, and receive Bitcoins, or vice versa. You can send Bitcoins and receive cash for it, and that you could wash thousands, even millions of dollars worth of money. Let me lay something out to you, people. For one, every Bitcoin ATM now, you have to have a money service business's license. You also have to pay a fee for the rent that you're at. So that machine is in the actual location services of the same as real estate, so they know where the machine is. Each machine has a camera on it that actually films, along with CCTV cameras inside and outside of the business who can see who are doing it. And also, every ATM has limits on it. Not even, I won't even say most, every ATM has limits on it, depending on what that price is. Some are of 900, I've seen, some have been 1,500. Most are around 300 to 500 is the limit. So how the hell are you going to launder millions of dollars, 300, 500, even 1,000 at a time? You're going to visit this ATM 1,000 times and launder $1,000 each time. Plus, you have to pay a fee every time you do it. So that's what holds some people back, because they think the ease of an exchange is easier. But however, when you can't use an exchange, or if you're kicked off an exchange, or if you can't move money to an exchange, this is a way to do it anonymously. But the money laundering aspect of this entire this article is what baffles me, because the money launderers that we need to be discussing, they wear suits and they work in banks. In crypto, we have less than $100 billion market cap total. And as far as users, we have less, I would say less than 100,000 serious users. Out of those users, we've had 2 or 3 people arrested for money laundering. None of them have made over $10 million, the ones that have been arrested, except for Vinnick, the guy in Greece. But other than that, what are you talking about? most of the money laundering that goes on in this world has nothing to do with Bitcoin. But here's Bloomberg once again stating why you can go to a smoke shop and launder millions of dollars. No, you can't do it. Most of these are in corner stores, casinos, smoke shops, in a mall. Some are coming to airports. You know, it's not possible to launder millions through a Bitcoin ATM. It's just not. For one, also too, Bitcoin ATM cash machines, even the big ones, they can only hold up to 50,000 or 20,000. So even if you're selling Bitcoin for cash, you can only take out a certain amount at a time. And you can only take out a certain amount based on that day, because if they have to replace the money in that ATM, for one thing, the locking mechanism doesn't work unless you keep a certain amount in there and take a certain amount out. So even the money that's in there, you can't take it all out because you have to have something in there. They don't let it go to zero. So that, I mean, Bloomberg, I wish, yeah, well, you know, I'm actually probably gonna find these people's social media, trying to explain this to them in a better way, but it probably won't work because it's Bloomberg. They put out garbage so much at this point, I can't even deal with it. So, you know, for those of you who are coming, let's see who else we got. Jizzy Mac, just like CNBC telling people to buy the top and sell the bottom. Exactly. They told people about Ripple at $3, why you should get on Bitcoin at 18,000. Stop listening to these people. And if you are one of those people that watch CNBC or watch Bloomberg and get your information, if you see how terrible their crypto news is, imagine about the regular market where they actually have people in control who sign their checks, who are in the stock market. They're not in the crypto market, so they can just say whatever. But the manipulation is rampant, and it's gonna be funny to see the more FUD that comes out. As soon as the bottom hits, all this FUD starts coming out. To me, it's signaling a change in the actual market. How long that'll take? Maybe a few months. But I can tell you right now, nobody is laundering millions of dollars through ATMs. Nobody. It's impossible. Maybe in 2013. When there was no licenses you had to get for it, and people were just basically taking their own Bitcoin and selling it to people over the counter, maybe that was possible. But now, I mean, I'm in the ATM business. The restrictions are ridiculous. I mean, just to get into it, that ain't happening. So let's see. Right, if criminals use crypto, they watch with shitcoins and are in or out. They don't hold most of the time. That's why whenever you see alt season happens, and then people sell it off, and then they go back to what they actually trust in, which is Bitcoin and some, you know, Ethereum, some of the higher price ones, or cash. So yeah, as far as the money laundering part of this is garbage. If you see this article, or if you have family members who see this article and they're like, hey, I heard about this money laundering thing through Bitcoin ATMs, just tell them exactly what I tell them, or point them to this video. I will explain the entire process to them to show them that this is utter and complete bullshit once again. So Bloomberg, get out of here. I should have gave you all, you know, Dino today, but it is funny to look at, you know, the steps they had was walk up to a machine with a wad of cash, enter the amount of Bitcoin you want to buy, enter a burner phone number for a verification code. Now, that is one thing I do want to throw out. Even if you put a burner number, each number you use can only take out at a certain extent, and they store the number that you put in there. So even if you change it each time, if the limit is $700, you can only take out $700 with each number. And even if you do it every day, $700 a day for a year, what's that? 200 something K? That's who was money laundering 200K and some big criminal. Get out of here, man. And plus, no ATM has the money to do it every single day. So that's impossible. Scan the QR code, plug in the cash, blindly accept whatever fees they charge. Also false. The fees have to be printed on the front and on the transaction receipt. That is a actual law. You have to put what the fees are for it, and you have to show the price that you're charging. Lastly, shred your receipt, knowing that you soundly cleaned your Bitcoin and made it to its criminal destination. Why would you throw in criminal destination for people who read Bloomberg? It's definitely, you know, it's written for a certain type of person. Anybody wants to be like, I told you so, you shouldn't be doing that, blah, blah, blah. Probably people like, you know, some of the bankers that are out there, like, see, I told you, man, this is what you're supposed to do. It's garbage, man, complete garbage. So moving on from the Bitcoin ATMs to some good news. Sort of good news. Pro crypto fintechs Robinhood and Revolut aim to replace Bitcoin hostile banks. Oh, yeah. So if you saw the news, a lot of people were talking about Robinhood. A lot of people hit me up on my social media, on Twitter, about Robinhood with 3% that they're offering anybody who moves their money into checking and savings on Robinhood. There's a few thoughts I have about this. First thought, for one, Robinhood, they received a $1.7 billion valuation, and they got a European banking license. So what that means, and they are SPIC insured, not FDIC insured, which means you can have up to 250K, similar to FDIC. However, it applies to other assets as well. And this Robinhood feature, so to say. 3% is not fixed. So even if you see the 3%, that's usually just the candy in the medicine, just to bring you in, just to try and, you know, oh, I can make 3%. My bank only does 1.5. My bank only does this. That's not a fixed rate. They can change it next year to 1%. So that's the first thing. Second thing, physical banks are out of here, bro. This is just the start. The fact that you can have your money on an app where it's insured, because even if you delete the app, you have your login information. Even if your money is stolen, you have the insurance. People that are below the age of 30 and 20, younger people, they're going to use digital banks instead, because nobody wants to show up to a bank to take cash out. And that's another thing that they solved. They have 75,000 ATMs where you can actually use this. Nobody wants to show up in banks, stand in line, pass them. Even bankers don't want to work at banks. Have you been to a bank recently? The tellers are pissed off every time you walk in there. It's bruh, what do you need? Go outside. You can put your money in the ATM. You can replace. Everything is online. Go on the app. Use Erica, whoever you have on your app. Bankers don't even want to work at banks. So I'm telling you, this is the start of something very great. Digital banks are already here, basically. They're just being sized down into apps. So Revolut was the other company that announced that they got a European banking license, and they are able to have commission-free stock trading. And, you know, they want one app, 10 millions of users, and same thing as Robinhood, your financial life all in one spot. That will make it very easy for most people. You know, I have my concerns. However, it is very easy. User experience is great on Robinhood. I've used it to trade options. You know, I've invited a lot of people on Robinhood to buy stocks. They give you free stock to start, so that kind of pulls you in. Just testing it, great place to use it. But I will say 3% is not fixed. You are insured up to 250K, and you can hold crypto in there. So it is pretty positive from that aspect. Good for Robinhood and Revolut. So let's see. Let's get into some comments. Let's see. GIOD TV. Yeah, let's see. Kevin Hodges put it on there. Check out Robinhood on 3%. Yeah, go ahead. Put your link in there if you want. And if you have a link, send it to your family, send it to friends. You both get free stock just for getting on Robinhood. There's no point to not just get on Robinhood, even if you never use it. And let's see, no ATMs, all of that stuff. So, and yeah, you're right, Shadowfresh. The wallet services game with Abra, Robinhood, so a lot of these apps that are doing it, Cash App, they still need work simply because they don't want you to be able to buy it there and move it off of their platform. They want you to buy it, keep it there. That way they can say at the end of the year, we control or we manage $1 billion in assets. We have this many users. Because think about it, if you could buy crypto on one site and then just move it to your offline wallet, these are inactive users, so to say. They're just buying it, moving it off. What do I need Robinhood for except just to buy it? I can use something else. So they have to keep you there a little bit. The custodial service has to work. So that's what that's all about. Robinhood and Revolut. And moving on to our last story of the day. Very interesting story. U.S. Congressman offers to fund Mexican border wall using blockchain wall coins. Are you kidding me right now? They are, if you can't beat them, join them. And that's basically what this congressman has alluded to by saying Trump can't get that wall built. So let's go to the best way to raise money, which, while we've said it over and over, ICOs are the best way to raise money. There's a lot of problems with it, a lot of terrible projects out there, a lot of people who lie, scammers. That's whatever. But the actual process of being able to sit in your home, do your own research, and in seconds being able to paste an address or paste the amount that you want to send it to that smart contract, and your coins will be sent back to you on the day that they finish it. It's very easy. So here, Warren Davidson, he actually says he's known for his pro-crypto initiative. He spoke on NPR's Morning Edition with host Steve Inskeep about the United States president's recent threat to shut down the government if Congress refuses to pay for a border wall. I think we should actually look at the wall, but that is to keep Canadians out. I'm just kidding. But commenting on the matter, Davidson said that he offered a modest compromise in the form of his initiative. The buy a brick, build a wall. This is ridiculous. That would accept public donations for the wall's construction. And what he said, his quote was, you could do it with a sort of like crowdfunding site, or you could even do a blockchain. And you could have wall coins, but you could raise the money. And frankly, if we get it right at the Treasury, you could even accept Mexican pesos. So, you know, if you have an ICO, if there's no transparency, you could raise the money easily. People who with interest in the wall being built, construction companies, people who provide the materials, workers, people that live near the border, I'm sure they would donate some money. It would just be funny to see them convert from the wall coins to cash and then having to explain the tax liabilities, also the SEC and all of the other stuff that would get into it. So I think he made this this suggestion simply because it is easy to raise money. Whether you agree with the wall or not, I mean, I think it's nonsense. It's not going to happen. But if you want to raise money, this just shines a clear light that there are Congress people who are pro crypto. They want to see it flourish, and they're looking for solutions for people through crypto, and that's what it's about. So even if it's something you disagree with, you can find a solution with crypto. So let's see. Let's look at some of the comments we have here. SJ Smith, Robinhood use ATMs without fees. Absolutely. Let's see. Jizzy Mac, Cash App lets you move your Bitcoin. I move it 2 minutes. Yeah. I would say Cash App just got that feature actually. Yeah, because at first it was not. Walls always end up getting keeping people in and not out. Yeah, that's what I said because most of the construction that'll go on with the wall, money wise, it's gonna take a while. And if you know how long the border is, it's never gonna be finished. It just never is. They can't even finish construction in regular cities. You think they're gonna construct a new wall? No, not gonna happen. I know out here in LA, there's never a stop in construction, and if they want to keep people out by not coming here, good luck, man. I don't agree with it, but wall coins, if you wanted to fund it, you could. If you wanted to fund anything, you could do ICO. So shout out to them for that. And once again, thank you all for watching. I want to go ahead and plug. Make sure you download Brave browser and send us some BAT tokens if you want to support the Gentlemen of Crypto. Always good to be here daily and give you the news. Trying to see if there's if there are any sponsors out there, any businesses that are looking to sponsor Tour de Crypto, which we've discussed. They actually have sponsorship slots available. I'll actually send you an email if you want to. Just send us an email and I can send you all the information for it for next year's World CryptoCon, as well as when they take their ride, you get your logo placement on their jerseys, also logo placement on the website also. And a lot of TV appearances, a lot of public stuff that they'll do. So you'll get your business out there. So I'll talk to you if you want to. Make sure you email me. Definitely ambassador for Tour de Crypto, doing good, donating to Houston Women's Shelter. So thank you for that. And cheers. Have a good weekend, people.